that pretty good today. Good morning. So, this morning, and all year, hopefully, I have a renewed desire to focus a little more on prayer, which is something I do pretty much daily, but I don't know, not with the regularity, and I still think my relationship to it is a little funky. I know, I think I already talked about it on here, for the longest time I had a problem, asking for things, or I would intermittently ask for things, and anyway, so I was reading this thing this morning, and then I'm going to talk about it. Matthew 6:6, it's one of the Gospels, by one of the dudes who hung out with Jesus Cristo. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly. Now, not like I've been going and running around and parking myself on street corners and praying out loud in mellifluous and wondrous ways, but there's something about that, and I've always envied too about, regular prayers or regular meditators, or about finding that quiet, private time, perhaps in the morning, perhaps whenever, and do so in secret, because this to me is a form of prayer, kind of in a way, and worship, and I do that with my devotion or whatever. But I very infrequently go find a little secret, quiet place. I'll kind of just get up, and wherever I am, I'll grab it and I'll do it. But I look forward to establishing that routine of doing it quietly and in your own time, because I think there's something brave and necessary about that, about finding your own little place, about me finding my own little place where I can really be alone with my myriad distractions and my thoughts, and then just be alone with God and just come in that bare sense and spend enough time that I can really kind of wrestle with all this stuff I'm wrestling with, at least for just that one day, or that one morning, or that one 10 minutes, or that 1 hour. And then I was thinking about and reading about how prayer is less about the whole sort of vending machine idea, the maybe more metaphysics secret-y thing, where it's here are the things that you want, focus on them enough that your positive energy then changes the universe or whatever, and more about twinning your will to God in a couple ways. One, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I know this has definitely happened to me, the more I hang out with a particular person or whatever, you'll start, and I've seen this in reverse, you'll totally start to take on, your friends, your compatriots' mannerisms, maybe even cadences of speech, little phrases, little body tics or whatever, and likewise, I think the more time I spend with God, the more I begin to take on attributes that are more closely related to the divine than my own selfish needs and desires, which is awesome. The more I emulate and represent and feel or look or act like Jesus Christ, who is my model for behavior, the better. And then in another way, the things, I don't know, when I'm coming sincerely to God, I do become quite aware of who I'm talking to. And gratitude comes very easily, and bountifully, which is I definitely think that's something the whole sort of metaphysics scene kind of sort of metaphysics spirituality scene has gotten really quite correct, and that, man, be grateful, be so grateful. Let boundless gratitude just suffuse your life and your passions, because, man, the more I've been doing that, just the better I feel, the more I can give it up to God, not only in release, but just in joyful thank you for this ness. The better it's been, the easier the lighter I've felt, just the smoother everything chops along. But also, like I said, I'm very aware. So gratitude flows freely. I'm aware of who I'm talking to, and therefore, knowing His will and the way He's worked in my life, and what knowledge and revelation of Himself He's given through Scripture, it's sort of, what's the word? I don't know. I couch what I'm asking for carefully. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for things. I'm not asking for his role in my life to increase in any ways that I know, based on what I know about Him, in any way that would be displeasing to Him. So in a way, there's there's something in that repetition. That frames my life and gets my life sort of directed on the one thing that actually matters, and let everything else follow that. And all those things that do matter, that are supposed to be part of my life, they're going to come up in prayer. So it's really the repetitions of what I'm asking for are actually going to shape my life as well. And my communion with God is not only going to shape me into being more like the one I spend more time with, but also in the way that it's going to winnow down the things that I do need, or the things that I do ask for, and those things become my focus. And then not through the power, again, very similar to this whole sort of, the secret style of thinking, which is, basically just, focus on that which you desire in a positive fashion, make your steps, but then sort of, demand it joyously of the universe. So, but I certainly appreciate what feels concertedly like truth to me is the sacrifice of that idea. And actually, I can do nothing to make any of this happen. Not that it can't happen that way, but that I shouldn't basically do that. That I should, upon and within all of that, have an attitude of surrender and of sacrifice. And in a way, like, throughout all my desires and my loves and all these things I'm starting to express regularly, and realize what's important and what things I haven't mentioned in a long time because they don't matter to God, also sort of end every moment, not only every prayer session, but every just moment of my life with Thy will be done, and do with me what You will, and that all my goals really are to honor Him, not myself. And definitely a lot of my desires have quite a bit to do with honoring myself. So yeah, I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking about this morning. Good morning. Wow, is that what I look like right now? I look a little sleepy. I think that's because I am. Love you. Bye.